Welcome back. We've already checked this room on the left here, so we don't need to do that again. So let's just go and... Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Watch out! Yeah, this game is kind of cruel. Like most CR games, I guess. But this game really likes to punish you for just walking in the wrong place. It's not a pretty sight. I guess it's not. Good thing we don't get to see it. Unlike certain other CR games, like Space Quests, that are actually quite gruesome with some of the pictures they show after a death. Okay, so watch out for the railing. Oh yeah, and the chandelier. We haven't even done that yet. If you've played this game, you probably know. There's also a door here. It's just an empty closet. Sometimes it is. Other times it is death. Yes, you can be killed by the closet as well. I'm not sure if that's random or if it only happens later in the game. I guess we can try it again. At the moment it is an empty closet. Well, I'll try it again in later parts of the game to see if I can show you that death as well. It looks like we can go upstairs on the right, but let's go downstairs for now. This is the front downstairs hallway of the big house. A grand stairway leads upstairs, which we just came down from, so that makes sense. Uncharacteristic for a Roberta Williams game, walking downstairs is automatic. You don't have to fiddle with getting the direction right. And besides, there's handrails, although we just demonstrated those are not necessarily reliable in keeping us safe. There is also a clock here, which we can hear. And a suit of armor. A very old suit of armor, with one gloved hand holding a battle axe, stands beside the stairway. Although it's well polished, all of its joints are completely rusted. Well, I'm gonna try it with everything now. You can't do that. Oh. Okay, no secret passages behind the armor. Didn't we have to, like, in King's Quest 6, you have to pull the arm of the armor? But that was after this game, so... In any case, considering we got a close-up view, it's probably important at some point. We can go up here. This is the back downstairs hallway of the big house. Double French doors lead out back. I actually didn't want to go there yet, because we have two doors on this side where we can go to more rooms, just like upstairs. You have found the Colonel's billiard room. Funny, he doesn't seem to be the kind of guy who would enjoy playing billiards, listening to records on the Victrola, or the player piano. And look, it is now 7:30. Uncle Henri's a strange old coot. Quiet. We're not alone anymore. Okay. Looks like we interrupted something again. There's two people here. It seems like Gloria and Rudy are having a private discussion. It seems that Rudy Dijon is Gloria Swansong's brother and Gertie's son. You surmise that Swansong must be Gloria's stage name. Rudy is a handsome man and any woman would be attracted to him, but you sense an undercurrent of hostility in Rudy, a sense that he should not be crossed. Really? He's attractive? I don't know. Can't really tell. Too few pixels. And Gloria is apparently his sister. Gloria Swansong, a beautiful platinum blonde, is the Colonel's other niece and Gertie's daughter. She seems so glamorous with her long feather boa, stunning jewels, and lovely gown. You've been told that she's a successful actress in Hollywood, although you've never heard of her. So can't be that successful then. They seem to both be smoking. It appears that Gloria has acquired a bad habit. Or actually... Oh, I thought... No, okay, apparently only Gloria is smoking. She's not the only one. Because, you know, the Colonel's was smoking a cigar earlier. Let's talk to them. My sister and I are talking, do you mind? Hurry up and get on with it. Rudy looks at you impatiently. Okay, I guess they don't want us to interrupt. Please make it brief, darling. Listen, darling, don't you have anything better to do? Gloria tries to ignore you. Well, fortunately, we can still interrogate them, as always. So, let's ask Rudy, because we're closest to him at the moment, so that's who the game assumes we're talking to, about the estate. This is just an ugly old swamp island, that's all. Okay, I guess he doesn't really like it. Uncle Henri hasn't always understood me. I could sure use his money, sport more. Real subtle. How about Lillian? Lillian has always overreacted to things. Someone ought to teach her some self-control. It would be kind of nice if the game would let you know what Laura thinks about that, because, you know, Laura is supposed to know Lillian, whereas we, the player, don't know anything about her, so... Does she agree with that, or not? How about Ethel? Aunt Ethel's always drunk. Who cares about her? This family does not like each other. Do you know anything about Ethel and Lillian's relationship? Lillian's okay, I guess. Don't care for Aunt Ethel, though. Okay. How about Jeeves? Jeeves is Jeeves. I don't think much about him. Okay, fair enough. Fifi? She's a looker, all right, but she ain't to be trusted. Well, considering what we just saw going on in the Colonel's room, might be right. Because, you know, when a pretty young blonde is interested in an old man like that, there's probably something else going on, like money in this case. So I have a feeling Rudy might be correct about that. Of course, we cannot ask him about Gloria because she's in the room. Gloria's right here. Okay, let's talk to Gloria then. This place is frightful. Honestly, I don't know how Uncle Henri can stand it. I don't have anything else to say about that. Yeah, of course, I know that. I was pressing F3 where I wanted to press Control A. I've tried to get along with Uncle Henri, but he is such an old grouch. No argument there. Oh, I've always felt a little pity for my younger cousin. She's had her share of problems, but I don't want to get into that, darling. I kind of do want to get into that, actually. I mean, again, I don't know if Laura knows it, but I don't. I want to know what problems Lillian might have had. I don't care for my Aunt Ethel. She's just a lousy drunk, and I'm sure she contributed to her husband's death, although that is no business of yours. Lillian's father is deaf? Is dead? Okay. How about their relationship? I guess all families have their black sheep. This one has multiple. Can't ask her about Rudy. If you wish to talk with Rudy, then do so, because he's there. He's just a butler, darling. That he is. She's nothing but a cheap trollop. Okay, I guess you don't like her. That much is obvious. Interesting room, this. There's a ship on the table at the bottom. You notice a model of an old ship on the table. You're in the way. Again, the perspective is kind of throwing me off. It's not yours. There's nothing special about it. That is not understood. Okay. Bunch of instruments here. You see several musical instruments hanging on the wall. Also a Victrola. You see an old-fashioned Victrola and cabinet in the corner of the room. I'm sure Rudy and Gloria are going to love that. You don't have a record. Yeah. We cannot... There's a piano. A lovely old player piano sits against the back wall. Let's see if Laura is as musical as Rosella was. You never learned to play the piano. I guess that answers that question. But there is a winding mechanism on the side of the player piano. Let's use that. Turn handle. You're not close enough. Come on. Oh, I guess I was still in front of it. There we go. Some people are so rude, don't you think, darling? I know what you mean, Tits. Yeah, I guess that is kind of rude. But hey, who cares? So we get some lovely tunes to listen to. There's a painting in this room. You know what that means. You see a picture of a lovely dark-haired girl above the player piano. Strange, her eyes have a haunted, hollow look to them. The eyes of the picture have a haunted, hollow look to them. I'm not even surprised anymore. And finally, the centerpiece of the room, the billiard table. This is an old billiard table. As it's quite dirty and dusty, it doesn't appear as if billiards has been played much. Upon it, you see 3 balls, 2 red and 1 white. Don't you need more balls than that to play billiards? I don't know, I only know how to play pool. Can we play billiards? Although your father is an excellent billiards player, you never learned the game. I guess not. What we can do, however, is see what Rudy and Gloria were talking about. Assuming we can find a way into that secret passage that is there as indicated by the eyes of the painting. No armoire, but there is a clock. The incessant ticking of the stately grandfather clock is the only sound you hear in the empty hallway, and it also tells us what time it is. Makes sense for a clock. Anything on the floor here? You see numerous scratch marks on the floor near the grandfather clock. Well, that makes sense. The pendulum door is locked. You can't open it. So it's a different kind of secret passage than in Day of the Tentacle. Let's move the clock. You pull on the grandfather clock, and, to your surprise, find that the whole clock opens to reveal a secret door. You have found a small hidden room in the house. Indeed, we have a third such room, and we should be able to spy on the 2 siblings. What a skinflint Uncle Henri is. Man, what I could do with this dough. How rich is he, darling? I don't know for sure. At least a couple mil. This was back in the 20s as well, so that was a lot of money. If he's so rich, why doesn't he keep this place up better? It's such a dump. The old miser wouldn't part with a penny if he could help it. I wonder if Fifi's getting any of his money, though. That's a very good question. I bet she's trying to anyway. Why, she practically has him wound around her little finger. Darling, it's disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, what are you going to do about Clarence? Oh, I thought I was going to ask about the cigarette. Who's Clarence? Oh, him. I've decided to break up with Clarence. I have a new beau, a director no less. He's such a doll. Okay. Clarence isn't going to like it when you break it off. I don't trust him at all, this snake. Nobody trusts anyone here. Oh, darling, that reminds me. Remember that little medical problem I had? I don't trust Wilbur to keep it quiet. It could ruin my career if it got out. I've got to talk to him. You do that, my dear sister. As for me, I'm going to retire to my room for a while. Kiss, kiss. And he glides away, as everyone does when they move when you're looking at them like that. Okay. Some interesting stuff going on there. Apparently Gloria's going to break up with Clarence, who, if you remember the introduction, was actually another of the Colonel's confidants. And apparently Gloria had a medical problem that Dr. Fields helped her with. And she's afraid he will blab about it. Am I finally gonna die here? Nope. Oh no, there's somebody in the room. Well, that didn't work. Let's go this way then. Oh no, there's somebody in the room. Well, we haven't been there before, so I don't know who it is. Let's take a look. Eyes. The doctor is alone, reading a magazine. Nothing much of interest to spy on. It's just the doctor by himself. But we can tell he's there, which is something, I guess. Let's go and see the good doctor. This must be the library. You see many books of various and sundry topics displayed in the bookcases. Tucked into one wall, you notice an elevator shaft. Oh, that must come from the Colonel's room then. Makes sense, considering this room is directly under that one. I want to warn you, Wilbur. Don't you dare go spilling the beans on me. I wouldn't do a thing like that, sweetie pie. My little medical problem was my own business and nobody else's. See to it you keep quiet. Sure thing, whatever you say. Fine. Yeah, and talking about it in front of Laura is really a good idea then as well. Okay, so there's a library here, and another elevator shaft. Just a shaft, though. The elevator's not here. Currently, you don't see an elevator, just an elevator shaft. And Wilbur is here, of course. You may have noticed that. Dr. Wilbur C. Fields is a pudgy man in his mid-50s. He seems to be a nervous type and sweats profusely. You wonder about his medical practices and if he ever samples his own wares. You gather that he has been the Colonel's personal physician for many years. Interesting. Wilbur seems to be very interested in that magazine. What magazine is that? Wilbur is reading the magazine. Wilbur is reading a magazine, but you're not close enough to see it. Okay, we'll look from here then. You look over Wilbur's shoulder at the magazine and see pictures of racehorses. Aha! The doctor is into racehorses. I don't know why that's an aha moment, but it's a thing anyway. Well, let's see if we can talk to the good doctor. Find out, maybe we can find out what that medical problem Gloria has been talking about is. But we'll see if we can do that in the next video.